Hey everyone, it's Sun Types, and today I want to talk about the VMAXs, specifically the ones that are surviving rotation, which is not a lot. It is 11 here. I believe these are the only ones. And yeah, a lot of people think, or some people think that they're like rotating completely. They are not. So by the rotation is happening in March sometime. I don't know exactly when. Whenever Tempo Forces is coming out, and then you can't play cards that have the regulation mark. E. So then standard will be F, G, and then also H. Anything newer than F and newer. So yeah. Anyway, so these VMAX, I want to talk about them, and yeah. So I'll just start here. Pikachu VMAX. This card's not that good. I don't think it's seen any play really. It's like hard to get as well, I think, but it's a promo exclusive. It can do 250 for 4. Yeah, it's not good, unfortunately. But I mean, yeah, no reason to talk about it. There's three lightning ones. The other two are definitely better than it, as we'll see. Next up we have Aggron VMAX. This one also wasn't good. Also, I'll say a lot of these like aren't viewed as that good, and a lot of them, quite frankly, aren't that good. And that's why they've kind of been overlooked. But Aggron VMAX again, not too good. 150 mil one for 3 isn't good. It's not like the worst, but it's not good. And then so there's a deck that played it, but I'll get to that in a minute. And then 270 for 5, it also isn't that good. Uh, there's this like Arceus Aggron deck, but I think it played. This isn't like Arceus. This has like one Aggron. Let me find it. Because you can power it up with Arceus, but it's not that good. I don't know. You like copy the Aggron V has an okay attack, which is good, I guess. But Aggron VMAX just, in my opinion, is not that good. Oh, I imagine these lists to run. Yeah, they run. No, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think it's it's good though. I don't think that's a hot take. Next up with Kingler VMAX. This one isn't that good either. 240 over 3 isn't like awful though. I mean, it's fine. And the third year self isn't ideal, but again, it's okay. Bubbles Galore, though, your attack search your deck for up to 5 basic water energy and attach them to your Pokemon and we like, then shelf your deck. It's actually pretty good. The V has the same attack, but on a coin flip. So potentially there is some use case for this, but then you obviously have Excalibur in format. So yeah, I don't know. Like Kingler V, as I said, same attack but on a coin flip. Yeah, it's an okay card. It is potentially usable, but not a card I'd choose to use. It is the oh yeah, there's another Water VMAX as well, which we'll get to. And then fighting, we have Machamp VMAX here. Machamp VMAX is pretty interesting. Actually, probably the best one. And well, no, not the best, but it's pretty good, pretty playable. You can play it with there are a few things. But Machamp VMAX Revenge Buster, 80 for 2. If your bench Pokemon have any damage counters on them, this attack it does 140 more damage. That's going to be pushing you up to 220, which is pretty good. Actually very solid for 2. And you can do 240 for 3. Potentially some use cases over that. You can't use that attack next turn. Generally, you're looking at Revenge Buster though, and you can easily get damage with like Dodrio or Gengar. There are a number of ways. Um, it isn't free, but it's pretty close. It's pretty easy to do. Um, Spachamp VMAX is like super good, or potentially super good. It's pretty cheap. The energy's a little awkward though. You have like Minecraft Donkey Kong. What's it called? Garganackle. Yeah, that's the actual name. And you have a few things. It's not an awful card. Is the V any good? Oh, it's like the same thing for, yeah, that's not that good. Next up we got Heatran VMAX. Heatran VMAX is a pretty interesting card. It has 330 HP. It is fire. So it's supposed to be like tanky, but its weakness to water isn't great. That's been a good type for a while, but luckily it's falling off with rotation some. Anyway, so you have 330 HP in this ability. If you have a statement play, you can heal 50 from it. It's meant to pair with Magma Basin. I'm just called Magma Gain. It's meant to be paired with Magma Basin, meaning that you like damage yourself and then heal it. You can potentially get a bunch of Heatrans, heal them up, kind of like circulate through them. And you also do your attack is essentially it's 180 for 3 and then burn, so it's essentially 200. Potentially could get to 220 or 240, but that's not super likely. So I don't know. I don't think this card's awful, but I don't think it's that good either. If you are looking for a Fire VMAX, it's not a bad option, specifically in a deck. If you're playing Magnum Base and Arm Rouge, and then potentially, I guess, Mela or whatever, you can like do this, and that is like a reasonable thing to do. I don't think it's bad. I don't love it either, but I think there is like some reason you can play this card. It's a mediocre VMAX, but with only a few left, it is like if you're looking for a VMAX that's fire, it is playable. Metal VMAX isn't good. I'm just gonna say that it's kind of like uh, there's a dark one that I forgot the name of, Grimmsnarl. That wasn't that good. This is probably worse. Fortunately, Melmetal VMAX here though does Gmax Juggernaut 160 plus a 60 for each metal attached to it, but you can only add two more 60s, so you can be up to 280, which is okay, but for three. Or no, it's each additional in addition to this attack cost. So with five, yeah, three for 160 isn't particularly good, but not horrendously awful. Then like five for 280 isn't good. Potentially there could be some use. I guess there's the new Metang and there's Magnezone, which are both okay. I mean, I don't think they're bad cards, but like, well, Magnezone's not great. I think Metang will actually see some play, but like this is a lot of energy. I don't know. Maybe you could play this, but unfortunately, it's not super good. Next up, we have Kyurem VMAX. Kyurem VMAX is arguably the best. Some people have talked about it with like Ice Rider. Oh, it was played with Palkia a lot, but it lost some stuff to previous rotation. But anyway, Glaciated World is super cool. Once during your turn, you may discard the top card of your deck. If that card is a water energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon. It doesn't have to be itself, but it can be. And it needs to be more or less a basic water energy, I think. Special energies are a little confusing, but I think it does need to be a basic energy. And then Max Frost for 124. Three three waters. You may discard any amount of water energy from this Pokemon. There's 50 more for each water energy discard in this way, and no cap to that, no limit. So if you discard, let's see, three, you're hitting 270. Four, you're hitting 320, which is probably enough to one shot like everything. There are certain things that survive, but like Kyurem itself, but realistically, you're not going to run into those. So just going four energies is enough to essentially one-shot everything. You do have Excalibur. This is kind of similar to Ice Rider as well. But then you have your ability. Previously, well, you could top deck, you could use Oranguru, and you can use I don't know. There's switching cups. I believe that is rotating. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter because it's kind of bad. Actually, I'm pretty sure it is rotating. Let me check on that. Yeah, okay, it's definitely rotating. So you can use that, but you could previously use that, but no one really used it because it was bad. Wait, let's see. What is this? Oh yeah, there's this deck that just plays like a lot of Kyurem. It's not a very good deck, in my opinion, and I think most people's opinion. Anyway, so you have Kyurem. Wait, does this run? Oh yeah, with Melanie. Anyway, so you use this, and then you can use the new card, Cryptomania. No, I don't know. There's some new card called the Cryptomaniac's Deciphering or Code Breakers something. I don't know. I've heard it go under different names, but long story short, it pretty much just it controls it's a reprint of Mallow. You look at your deck and put two cards on top, which is really useful. Well, the one can be a water energy, and the one can be something else that you want. You can draw some other way. So overall, I think Kyurem is potentially really good with that, or potentially very playable with that. You can just stick two waters on top and just accelerate two water energy, which is pretty nice. So I think Kyurem has potential to be a decent card. We still have, of course, Palkia V Star. We are not losing any V Stars. Um, and then yeah, I mean it's pretty decent. And will definitely potentially become really good depending on what cards we get and how people want to play it. Next up, we have Regieleki VMAX. And to look at this card, one, we'll look at the V as well. This was played with Miraidon and Vikavolt and in Raikou. We are obviously, no, I mean, we've lost Vikavolt. We are not losing Raikou. Some people think we are. We are not. Raikou and Entei came out. Brilliant Stars and Suicune, which we are losing, came out um, in Evolving Skies, which is earlier. Anyway, Regieleki V, though, has a stack Lightning Wall, which it can has a hit and run attack as well. Also, rip my voice. Yeah. So Lightning Wall for 3 energy does 100, and it takes 100 less next turn. And so you can actually copy this with Regieleki VMAX. There's a new Pokemon that will allow you to do that. Which, in my opinion, this is the best partner. Although there are some other decent ones. But you just do 100, but then you take 100 less. So you're essentially up to 410 HP. Um, and then you also have your ability, your basic lightning Pokemon's attacks do 30 more to your opponent's active, which is decent, and Max Thunder and Lightning, a really funny name. I don't know if I like it or don't, but anyway, it is 220 and you can't attack next turn. Has free retreat as well. So some decent stuff on the other side of that, like the VMAX itself has seen play, as I said. but also the V has a really good attack. So I think Regieleki is probably the best VMAX that we're keeping, in my opinion. I think Zeraora is decent, which we'll get to. Kyurem's pretty good. Machamp's pretty good. But yeah. And then we got Deoxys VMAX here. Protective DNA, your all your Pokemon take 30 less damage from your opponent's Pokemon V-Star. I mean that's like okay, but like V-Stars aren't super common. There's a V-Star, the Deoxys V-Star as well that you can play. I think it's not super good though. Anyway, you have the VMAX here. And you hit 160 for 3 and heal 30 from it. That's nothing too impressive, but like you can do that. I don't know. I think this VMAX is excuse me, pretty generic. You could play it if you're looking for a Psychic VMAX, but it's okay. If you're playing the V-Star, you could play the VMAX as well, but you know, V-Star's not that good either. Let me actually pull it up. I don't remember exactly. I think it's like Snipe. Deoxys V-Star. There we go. Yeah, it does some Snipe. And it has like a energy ramp V-Star power, which can definitely one-shot stuff, but also like, excuse me, why are you like using this? And then the V, I'm assuming is bad. Oh yeah, that's pretty trash. Yeah, moving on to Hatterene VMAX. Hatterene VMAX is actually pretty decent in my opinion. I mean, it's not that good, but it's very playable. And there's the V. Oh, I think we're losing the. Oh no, we already lost the one V, but this one does have a hit and run based attack, which you can use and you can copy if you wanted to. But anyway, you said its ability says once in your turn you remove 2 damage counters from your Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon. So um, this is nice because it's like healing and damage. It's not amazing, but it can be pretty nice. Then you have VMAX Smite, which is 150 for 3 and Confusion. Confusion's annoying, but it's not super powerful. That being said, I think this card's okay. You know, it's not one I particularly recommend playing, but it's not awful if you're looking for a Psychic VMAX. Again, could be useful. It's decent, but I don't think it's quite good enough. But then lastly, we have Zeraora VMAX, which again has a V star. Oh, we are losing the Raptor Strike V as well. We're losing all battle style stuff, so that's kind of that's more obvious than like some of the other losses, but we are losing it. But the V star is pretty interesting, where it has its 300, 190, and then 400 you can do like a bunch of snipe. But anyways, Zeraora VMAX 240 for 3, discard 2 from it is not bad at all. Wait, does the V star free retreat? Yeah, it does. Okay, so you get free so you don't have free retreat here. You have 2 retreat. 240 for 3, discard 2 energy from it, and then you also have reactive pulse. This is the better attack for 2 lightning. It does 60 for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play that has an ability. This can be super powerful. Hitting lightning weakness is also decent. It's not as good as it used to be, but it's like still okay. But I think Zeraora VMAX has potential to be pretty good. You can play it with Arceus. You can play it with like lots of different things. Well, not that many different things. We are losing Flap as well, which kind of sucks for it. But if you're powering it up with Arceus, that doesn't matter. But anyway, yeah, the Zeraora is pretty good. I think, as I said, Zeraora, Regieleki, Kyurem, Machamp are like the best 4. VMAXs are obviously taking a big hit. Let's see if we look at the ones that are rotating. And yeah, we got 42. Like a lot of these are good. Like Duraludon, Mew, Ice Rider, Shadow Rider is pretty decent. Sylveon, both Urshifus, Umbreon, Inteleon, Gengar, Greedent's okay, Espeon, Flying Pikachu, Leafeon's decent. Every point's okay, but nah. Jolteon, Drakezolt, Sandaconda's okay. Metagross I kind of like. I mean, like Victini, Tapu Koko, like there's so many better ones. I mean, they're just more in general. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing, liking the video, commenting down below which of these you are most excited to play post rotation. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next video.